What you are about to experience is out of this world. Politics, history, and of course, a lot of entertainment. It's time to rock it with the Docket. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with our very 97th episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. And if you are excited to be here, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so then you never miss one of my videos. So, last week I tried to be very careful talking about the whole abortion issue. I tried to give you the facts about what would happen if Roe v. Wade was overturned, using the draft written by Alito. But still, people have fallen for this lie. The lie that if Roe v. Wade is overturned, then it means that abortion is banned forever in every single state. That's not what overturning Roe v. Wade does. It means that it goes back to the state. So California can pass a bill saying that you can kill your child after it's born. I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but they're pretty radical. However, the Democrats and the radical left have taken this idea that abortion will be banned forever and have absolutely ran with it. And they are now deciding that they want to make it legal for women to have an abortion all the way up to 9 months, to the day of the birth of the child. No, I'm not joking with you about this. We actually have senators and other politicians saying this or voting for laws supporting this. We have Jen Psaki not answering the question on if Joe Biden supports abortion up to 9 months.
The president's thinking is now.
The president has stated his view many times.
So does the president support abortion up until the moment of birth?
The president has spoken about this many times, Peter, and I would refer you to his own comments about abortion and a woman's right to choose and make decisions about her body with her doctor, which is what any of those women would do.
She can't say no because if Biden has limits on abortion, then the left will attack him. Then we have this Tim Ryan clip, who is a congressperson that wants to be a senator. I mean, good luck after this. But here he is talking about this whole issue.
It was about any limits to abortion at any point. You know, late term, anything?
Look, you got to leave it up to the woman, because you and I sitting here are a bunch of... Well, you and I sitting here can't account for all of the different scenarios that a woman dealing with the complexities of a pregnancy are going through. Okay. How can you and I figure that out?
Well,
you have to leave it up to the woman. Guess what that means? Yes, to him, a woman can kill their baby after 9 months. And I'm the sick one because I want babies to live. And then this week we had the Senate vote on the Women's Protection Act. I talked about this last week and I called it the Kill Baby Bill, as it would make abortion legal for up to 9 months. Luckily, for the sake of our country, the bill was struck down by all 50 Republicans, plus Joe Manchin. That means, if my math is correct, 49 Democrats. 49 of them are okay with a woman killing her child up to the point of birth. However, the Democrats had to come out and claim that this bill was going to codify Roe, and it meant that all the Republicans, including Joe Manchin, hate women and want them all to die. Here's what Occupy Democrats had to say about the bill. Breaking: Republicans unite with Joe Manchin in their hatred of women and block the Democrats' Senate bill to codify Roe v. Wade into law by a 49-51 vote. Retweet if you plan to vote blue to give Democrats a real majority. The bill had nothing to do with codifying Roe. It was going to expand abortion up to 9 months, which is just sickening to me. I honestly don't understand how we have a party in America right now that thinks it's okay to kill a baby at 9 months. I know I said it last week, but it used to be safe, legal, and rare when it came to abortion. Now it's, if I can't kill my baby to the point of birth, then I don't have any rights at all. Here's the thing. I think that our society has missed the fact that abortion is not birth control. It is a serious procedure that needs to be done when the life of the mother is in danger, or if a woman was raped or had an incestual relationship. It is not something that should be praised or ashamed if you have to have it. It should be viewed as something very serious. Apparently, not everyone got this memo, as this woman, apparently she's a comedian, she's absolutely hilarious. And I mean, what she says here is just sick stuff. Just take a listen to this.
Here's my feeling about the leaker. I would like to find out who the leaker is so I could make sweet love to that person, because that person is a hero to me. Okay? And if the leaker, a lot of people are saying it could be a conservative. If the leaker is a Republican, and if I get pregnant during our lovemaking, I will joyfully abort our fetus and let them know. I don't know if that answered your question. I probably didn't.
Abortion should not be a laughing matter, but here she is on TV with other people in the news media just laughing it up. Oh my goodness, a serious procedure that some women have to have even if they don't want to because they could die is just hilarious. Listen, these people are sick and it is crazy how radical they have become. They are becoming so ridiculous and so radical that they are still protesting outside the Supreme Court justices' homes. Now, it's a very good question. Doesn't the First Amendment cover protesting? The answer is yes, it does. The problem is that protesting outside of a justice's home is straight up intimidation. They are yelling at the judges, and they are trying to persuade them to vote against the measure that gets rid of Roe v. Wade. The judges may think, well, if I vote yes on this issue, will they burn down my house? Will they hurt my family? That is not the way that the Supreme Court is supposed to run. They are supposed to be unbiased when it comes to different issues. They should be able to look at the Constitution, look at the text of it, and look at other laws to come up with a solution on different issues. They shouldn't be persuaded by other people. That's wrong. It's almost like if you are involved with a murder and you claim that you didn't do it, and you are 100% innocent, which I believe you 100%. But people keep going to the judge's house and persuading him or her that you're guilty of murder and you should go to jail for the rest of your life. That wouldn't be a fair trial because the judge is biased against you. And they are scared of the mob that's outside their house waiting to smack them with a bat. However, things just keep getting crazier and crazier as these people have started to call for violence if they don't get what they want, and Roe v. Wade is overturned. Mayor Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, is the one that is literally making a call to arms. Which, I mean, Chicago does have a lot of arms, but I guess you could use them for good use instead of killing innocent people. Anyway, she wrote on Twitter, "To my friends in the LGBTQUAAIP community, the Supreme Court is coming for us next." Which they aren't, but that's not the important part. To end her beautiful tweet, she said, "This moment has to be a call to arms. Now it's time to play a game. What if Donald Trump said this on January 6th? Make sure to go down below and write your comments what you think would happen if Donald Trump wrote a tweet and said, 'The election was stolen from me and this is a call to arms.'" Well, I think that what Lori Lightfoot said was a lot more of a call to violence than Trump saying that people need to go down to the Senate building to peacefully protest. This is not an excuse of January 6th. As you all should know, I made a video calling them idiots and even talked about January 6th on the anniversary, where I still called them idiots. My point is, two wrongs don't make a right. If January 6th was a terrible day for our country, which it was, then this call to violence should also be seen as terrible and should not be supported by the left. The point becomes more clear when Lauren Boebert responded to this tweet calling Lori Lightfoot an insurrectionist. Lori Lightfoot's response was, "Excuse me, insurrection is your thing, not ours." Words should not belong to one political party or another. We can see that Lori Lightfoot is calling for violence, and that is wrong, and she should be condemned for making those comments. Then we have photos like this on social media, where the Supreme Court building is literally on fire. And then there was this one post around Mother's Day that once again had the Supreme Court building on fire. And it says, "Happy Let's Keep Mother's Day a Choice," which first, that doesn't even make any sense. And second, nothing says being a good mom like taking what makes you a mom and killing it. I know that these are all just memes and jokes, but it still isn't okay for the president and other political figures to support these protests that are happening outside Supreme Court justices' houses right now, because that is breaking the law and could lead to more violence in the future. Now, I know that there will be some arguments out there from people that will claim that I am a man, so I can't have an opinion on abortion. This is wrong for two reasons. One, men can get pregnant, you transphobe. And second, the correct phrase should be, men can't have an opinion on abortion unless they agree with me. Because Joe Biden is able to say that abortion is a fundamental right. Tim Ryan, as we saw at the very beginning of this episode, is able to say that a woman should be able to kill their babies at 9 months. And the 1973 Supreme Court is allowed to have an opinion on abortion as they were the ones that passed Roe v. Wade. And then we have all of these male feminists going out and saying, yeah, women should be able to kill their babies, man. Then I say, hey, I'm not the biggest fan of abortion, and I'm viewed as the radical. We also have tweets from Gavin Newsom, who is also a man, I am assuming. Now, I have to issue a trigger warning here because these tweets are actually transphobic, so trigger warning, guard your ears if you need to. As he said, if men could get pregnant, this wouldn't be a conversation. This decision isn't about strengthening families, it's about extremism. It's about control. We will fight for the right to choose. This tweet also exposes another lie that we have to dig into. And this lie goes along with the idea that if men got pregnant, then abortion would be free, birth control would be everywhere. To me, this shows the left's true colors. They don't think that men care about children, and because of that, men just want to kill babies. There's also this idea from the crazy radicals that men just want to have sex with everything, and after that, they could care less about their baby. That's not true at all, as there are many fathers that love their children. However, this is why some of these radicals are starting to go on a sex strike, because women right now can't risk getting pregnant. This woman on TikTok said that people with uteruses, aka women, should not have sex with men ever again. Here's that clip.
Hear me out. If they overturn Roe v. Wade, humans that possess uteruses should collectively get together and never have sex with men again. Some of you guys were on the fence already about it. This will be the best way to protest this.
It's interesting that she calls women people with uteruses, but calls men men. And then the celebrities started to respond, as Alyssa Milano wrote on Twitter, our reproductive rights are being erased. Until women have legal control over our bodies, we just cannot risk pregnancy. Join me by not having sex until we get bodily autonomy back. I'm calling for a sex strike. Pass it on. And then Joy Behar of The View decided to promote the same strike, as she made this comment on The View.
Women in the world have conducted sex strikes in history. In 2003, a sex strike helped to end Liberia's brutal civil war, and the woman who started it was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In 2009, Kenyan women enforced a sex ban until political infighting ceased. Within 1 week, there was a stable government. Okay, so we have more power than we think we have, and some of it could be right in the bedroom. Just saying.
A sex strike.
Now, this might sound shocking to some people, but Joy Behar might be right a little bit. A sex strike can be effective. They can work. And in our situation, people could stop having unwanted pregnancies. And maybe because of this new sex strike, women will think before they have sex, and maybe a man will think before he has sex as well. As we all know, it takes two to tango. People need to realize that having sex is a very important thing, and there is a chance that you could get pregnant or get an STD. Here's the thing. People on the pro-abortion side will say, well, if a man gets a woman pregnant, then they should take care of the child. Yes, I agree. I think men definitely need to step up and take responsibility for their children. It would also be nice for if both the man and the woman to come together and make a commitment to each other, maybe in front of friends and family, so then they can be together till death do them part. And maybe these people, both men and women, should go on a sex strike until that commitment is made to one partner. Now, I understand that this can be very difficult for some people, but I think that marriage can fix a lot of these issues when it comes to abortion. You can make sure that you are financially prepared to have a baby. And because you have two people, maybe you both are working different jobs and you're creating a stable financial position. Along with that, there are also other forms of birth control that isn't abortion, like Plan B, condoms, and other things. These are real birth control because abortion is not birth control, it is murder, especially at 9 months like these radicals want. Now, I talked about being financially ready to have a baby, and right now things have been really bad for mothers and also babies, as there has been a baby formula shortage. This is a terrible situation for mothers that have issues making breast milk, along with babies that have allergies or need specific formula to help them grow. So, to these radicals, what is a solution for inflation and prices rising? Well, killing your child, of course. It is the most important way to stop inflation. Yes, this is really what one of these radicals said. Here's Katie Porter saying that exact thing.
Well, I don't think they compare. I think they actually reinforce each other. So the fact that things like inflation can happen and it can become more expensive to feed your kids and to fuel your car is exactly why people need to be able to be in charge of how many mouths they're going to have to feed. So I think the fact that we're seeing this jump in expenses, that we're seeing people having to pay more in the grocery store, pay more at the pump, pay more for housing, is a reason that people are saying, I need to be able to make my own decisions about when and if to start a family. So I don't think we're going to see them. I don't think it's like about comparing them or contrasting them. I think they reinforce for people just how big of a responsibility it is to take care of a family.
Then this person jumps on Twitter and says, probably should address the formula shortage before forcing people to have babies, but y'all don't care once they're born, right? This person, in a way, is correct. That this situation has to be addressed, as babies are going to suffer and parents will have to find another way to feed their babies. But there has to be another solution than just letting the baby die, or saying we need to have an abortion because of the formula issue. This formula situation will eventually go away, but a baby will be gone forever if a parent aborts it. The previous tweet also mentioned another exhausting point, and that is that people that are pro-life just care about the baby being born, and then they don't care if they die. As this other person tweeted, if it was about babies, we'd have excellent and free universal maternal care. You wouldn't be charged a cent to give birth, no matter how complicated your delivery was. If it was about babies, we'd have months and months of parental leave for everyone. If it was about babies, we'd have free lactation consultants, free diapers, free formula. If it was about babies, we'd have free and excellent childcare for newborns on. If it was about babies, we'd have universal preschool and pre-K and guaranteed after-school placement. Now, some of these things that this person mentioned, we can argue about, and we can talk about it, and we can have a good discussion on what we can do to help children when it comes to poverty. But why is it that the government has to pay for everything for a child? Why can't the parents make sacrifices for their children to make sure they have a happy life? All because you are poor doesn't mean that your baby has to be killed. I'm saying let's have actual solutions for this issue, and your solution is to just kill the baby. To some, it seems like having a baby is some sort of burden, and it is some sort of curse on them. But here's the thing, if it's so terrible and such a burden, there are other options like adoption, where we can at least give a child a chance to live. Now today, it seems like adoption is even a hot button issue, as the foster care system really isn't the best situation. So people will say that they would rather kill their babies than send them to foster care. Listen, I have heard some of the horror stories, as someone that I know personally was in the foster care system, and she said that it was an absolute mess. She said that she had a lot of children at her foster care home, and sometimes children would come in the middle of the night. She also told me that her social worker had hundreds of children that she had to make sure had a safe place to stay. There are ways to fix this situation. Maybe we need to have more families open to foster care, so then one house doesn't have to have 20 plus kids. Along with that, we need to have more social workers, so then more children can be helped out of terrible situations. Abortion and adoption both sound similar, but they're drastically different things. All because a child is born into a terrible situation, or a child is born where the mother isn't ready to take care of them, doesn't mean that the child needs to die with abortion. And I can guarantee you that that personal person in my life would rather be alive right now than dead. It was a terrible situation for her growing up, but now she is happy because someone gave her a chance at life. I don't understand why we can't give children a chance to live. Who knows what they can accomplish? The sad thing is they can't accomplish anything if they are dead. Now, I'll be honest with you. I hate the opinion of some people that it is better for children to just die than actually take care of them. The post that got me to write this whole entire episode came from someone posting pictures of babies and saying, "How can someone not want these?" A person responded by saying, "Now this is long, but it's important." As this person said, "Because I don't see a cute plaything when I see a baby. I see a huge responsibility, a responsibility big enough that it will consume years of my life. It's not a puppy or a kitten that can survive in the house on its own. You literally need to be present with the baby all the time. Every action is going to factor into growing and shaping the destiny of that baby. The world is going to crap because we all have issues which can be traced back to our parents. Being a parent is the most important job on the planet. So stop giving birth to babies because they are cute. You are ruining the baby and the world we live in." Now, when I saw this post, I thought about it the whole day. Is this person really saying that being a parent is such a large responsibility that it would be better for a child to die in the womb than to be born? This person also says that the world is going to crap because of parents. Guess what? You can change that. You can be the parent that your parents never were. You could be there for your child. You could take care of them, and you could make a great future for them. When they are dead, you can't do that. Let me make something clear. Death is not the solution for being cute. Death is not the solution to foster care. Death is not a solution to abuse or poverty. Death is not a solution to suffering. Killing a child in the womb because they may have a tough life is not compassion or love. It is murder. It is inhumane and something that shouldn't be done in this country unless it is absolutely necessary. In the end, I am pro-life, and I am not ashamed of that for 1 minute. I believe that every life is important, especially in the womb. I will not apologize for my opinion on this issue, and I will stand up for this issue the best I can. I always said that I hated talking about abortion because it is such a polarizing topic. However, I just can't sit by while there are people calling for the death of children and wrapping it up in a beautiful box and calling it women's rights. We need to start standing up for children that are unborn, and I believe that now is the time to speak out. So people might disagree. There may be a lot of comments on this video, and I am open to that. I have peace in my position, and nothing can change that. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.